At only 25 years old, Jim Murray Jr. is making a mark on the national bass tournament trails. Already this year he had a second place finish in a top 150 tournament. Let's go down to Lake Sinclair where Jim shows us 3 great patterns that are catching fish right now.
During the weekday up here, there's not much boat traffic. I like fishing this thing. Just because simply he can catch a few fish off of it pretty quick.
Good.
And most of the time they're pretty decent quality fish.
Well, he let so many fish go right back there.
Yeah, this is one of the, I mean, it's always a day just a spot to get the day started. Most of the time during a tournament you can't get here because there's maybe 30 boats down this one stretch. So for some reason the best stretch though is about from the point 50 yards back, as far as with the top water. What comes up just comes up, makes a little shelf right here. It's like a feeding flat, really. We'll know pretty quick if one's here or not.
You're telling me when we did the article, it's probably more fish caught right here than anywhere on the Sinclair.
I would say so. And probably more tournaments won right here than anywhere on Sinclair.
That's a 441 bridge right there. This is real easy access too. What are you working, Jim?
I'm throwing it's a pawpaw that I painted especially for Georgia lakes. It's a blue and chartreuse color. There's one. Missed it.
Miss a fish?
Yeah. Pretty small. I keep moving until I find a school of fish.
That's what you told me when we did the article, that always a fish biting somewhere, so you keep jumping around, don't you?
It's like fishing to me is like turning up rocks. You turn up enough rocks, you're gonna find something under one of them. So I just keep turning up rocks till I see what I need. We're gonna fish this next to the grass patch. If we don't catch one, we're out of here.
All right.
We'll catch it. So let's go try another place over here in Rudy Creek and see what happens.
All right.
I believe it's 96 or 97 this time of year. Maybe a little bit later. There was a 7-fish limit. I had 7 fish and 7 casts.
You're kidding.
And caught a fish every cast for about 30 minutes. We had largemouth all in the bottom of the boat. My partner did nothing but call for about the first hour. But the wind was blowing on it, the water was high, and if you just got around the grass bed, one would get it. They wasn't real big fish, probably all 2-pounders, 2.5.
I'm taking that was in May sometime.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what part of May it was, but the conditions were perfect. You could just barely see the grass and a little bit of ripple on the water, and it was unreal. We're right where the 2 rivers meet, Oconee and Little River, and Rudy Creek come together. It's one little major grass point. They would just load up on it.
If you don't want to throw a buzz bait or a pop arc, can you go with like a fluke or something like that?
You go with a zoom fluke. A lot of the locals over here really like a fluke a lot. I tend to catch more smaller fish on it, but you stay busy getting the fish off the hook. But on this lake, I throw smaller baits like a pawpaw or a small buzz bait, but I get bigger bites. But a fluke is a great lure to throw behind if a fish misses your top water, to throw behind him and catch him.
Really?
I mean, it's almost the best one out there as far as I'm concerned. I always have one ready to fire back in there when the fish blows up on it and won't come back and get the bait. If there's a fish in this lake, you ought to get that one.
Oh, there you go. That's a good fish, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just made the call, too. There's a fish in the lake. You ought to hit that. You still throwing the popper, aren't you?
That's a little chug bug there.
Oh, that's a chug bug?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good one, too, Jim. Well, it paid off trying something different. We went and hit the grass, and then we went over and tried some seawalls, and sure Sure enough.
Well, you just keep bumping around, and eventually they'll tell you what you want. That fish was up there to eat. When he hit that thing, he got it. He meant to eat it.
They just come up and feed, and you say this first hour of the day is really critical, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't waste any time this time of the day.
We've already hit 4 spots, and we haven't been here 25, 30 minutes.
I tell you what, those Gamakatsus, he wasn't gonna get away, that's for sure.
Well, good job, Jim. That's a nice one.
That's a good that's a good chunk for Sinclair.
Yeah. All right. Let's get another one.
You kind of notice I'm kind of doing a couple different things now. I fished riprap already and had one little bite, and fished a real good grass bed and didn't have a bite, so now I'm gonna run this seawall just for a few minutes.
Oh, missed him.
I don't think he was big enough to take it under, to tell you the truth.
Oh, there you go. Hey, that's not a bad one. You think that was the same
I
one?
don't think it was the same fish.
He came back and got it. That was nice. Well, this one, we may have figured out the pattern of this seawalls this morning. There you go, Jim. Let's see if there's another one over there.
I want you to look how sick this fish is. Just coming off the bed. Look, see all the sores on him and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
She's just now starting. She's probably spawned maybe 2 weeks ago or something.
Yeah?
So she's just now starting to finish herself up. And that's just typical stuff for post-spawn fish. The fish is healthy. He looks bad, but in another month all those sores will be gone. There's so much stress during the spawning cycle.
Right. When it's prime time like this, how long are you gonna, as a general rule, stick with the grass?
A day like today, you only go get an hour and a half, 2 hours at the most, because there's no clouds in the sky.
And we're gonna move off and do some other things that we...
We'll start fishing some wood on flats, isolated wood. Then at the end of the day, or the midday when the sun gets real high, you start fishing docks. And docks is where I'm catching most of my fish right now, as far as my numbers.
Got him? There you go. Was he on the stump?
And he was on that little...
Right there?
See that black one right there?
Yeah. Just off to the side of it?
Yeah.
Now, you're throwing a little different color worm than I am.
One thing I like to do, I like to fish isolated wood on flats around mid-morning on this lake here, especially if you can get some off-colored water like we have up here now. The fish, the sun's not really up high enough yet to push them to the docks, and it's kind of a little mid-morning thing that you can do. Run a lot of water real quick and finish out your limit of fish. If I'm not getting many bites, and I know there's a few fish around stumps, then I downsize just a little bit. Just nothing fancy about it. Just a straight 6-inch worm with a 1/16 ounce slip sinker, 10-pound line, and I usually use a 1/0 or a 2/0 Gamakatsu hook.
And these fish, when they're on these stumps, they're, I mean, pretty tight on them,
Yeah,
aren't
that
they?
fish there was actually, I was in the root ball there, and I just kept shaking it and shaking it, and he hit it one time before he got it.
So you can count on that bite. I mean, if you're a couple feet off the stump on the way back to the boat and you hadn't gotten hit,
Yeah, like I'm throwing that stump there now. One's got it now.
there you go. I told you we'd come in here and catch two. Same thing, just right there on the stump. Man, I was sitting right, man, wanting to shoot. I was sitting, want to have my worm.
That's a typical Lake Sinclair fish
Right
there
there.
now, about 13 inches, you know. And
That's what you can expect to come out here and catch on these stumps, but you can catch, you know, quantities
Yeah.
of fish. That's
the
great.
one like I just caught, the one before, that was, you can catch me up to a little bit bigger than that. I don't catch many big fish doing this, but It's a good way to fill out your limit once you get a couple of quality bites in the morning.
Get those numbers up.
And I'm back here now. I'm in, my flash is reading 8 inches of water.
8 inches
8
of
inches
water.
of water, yeah. So we may have to push our way back out. But the water's up. I mean, the water's almost full right now, full pool. And they just kind of, you know, they're back here just roaming around. When the water drops, there's a lot of stumps out there that you can't really see when we come in.
Get them? There you go. Couldn't resist it, did you? There you go. It's another stump fish.
He looks like a stump, don't he? He's short and stumpy.
Well, it's that mid-morning stump bite. It goes on for what, 2 hours?
Yeah, it's about the tail end of it now. We're finna change and go to docks. And that's just a, you know, typical, maybe a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
But that's about the size. That fish there, it took him a couple times to get it. He'd hit it and spit it out, hit it and spit it out, and finally got it. But just something to finish out your limit,
Right.
you know, once
Right.
you get a good topwater bite.
Well, the key is right here is you got to be able to find the stumps. We've been, for the last couple hours, we've fished some stumps that we've been able to see and actually caught some fish. But we've, like these areas that are real muddy here, we've had to come down, Jim's throwing a crankbait, try to find them, go back with a worm and catch them. So, and this is one of those that we actually had to find the stump with a crankbait. And it paid off. There he is. Right in the shade of that dock, Jim.
It's a good solid keeper.
Yeah. They like that tequila sunrise.
They like it today, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, I skipped right up under that big hole in there,
Yeah.
and he was laid up in the shade, just like you said. He came up and he'd grab it and he'd spit it out, and grab it and spit it out. Finally decided he wanted it. All right, Jim, I'm on the board. Thank you. I appreciate that.
We left out. Once again, when I get out in the sunshine, I reel it right back in. Unless I feel some brush.
Yes.
You got one? That's a pretty good one there, I think, isn't it?
He's all right. He's a fish. You're right. Right in the shade again.
Brad's catching up in a hurry, isn't he?
Oh, that's fun skipping these docks.
Yeah, it is. I'm fishing docks like this. I hardly ever fish the catwalks unless the lake is absolutely full. But most time as the day goes on, the fish get towards the ends of the docks. I just kind of hit the ends and hit the little high points. Maybe a brush pile or two on a catwalk, but most of the time I'm just hitting the fronts of the docks, looking for the right angle to make the cast.
Got one, Jim. There you go. Way back in there too, wasn't he?
That's a typical dock fish there, probably. Maybe a little bit bigger usually.
Yes, right back in the shade. Fire. Feisty little thing, ain't he? That's two off that dock,
Two
Jim.
off the same dock, yeah.
Come on up here. Alrighty. I tell you what, this boat dock pattern has definitely been the most productive for us today.
Yeah, as far as numbers.
Yeah, numbers of fish. We caught the quality fish off the seawalls, but we are definitely doing the numbers right here on the docks. This is fun too.
I'm gonna hit these next 1, 2, 3 docks, 4 docks here pretty quick. If you look around, these docks are, or I consider, not really fishing docks. I'll just make 1 or 2 casts up on them as I'm moving by. But if you look back where we just come from, those older docks, these are two prime examples of the kind of docks I look for. This dock here coming up, look on the, got 3 or 4 things on it I really like. We got pole holders on the front, got a chair where he sits out here and fishes, and he also has a big light on top. And that tells me that guy pretty much fishes there, and he's probably got some trash nearby. So that dock there I'd spend a lot more time on. These next ones are kind of new, and I'm working my way to a pretty good dock up here, so I'm gonna kind of just buzz through here real quick. Just hit the high points, make a couple casts. If I catch one, fine. If I don't, it ain't gonna kill me. This motor guy trolling motor, I can get there just as quick as I can idling, so I'm just gonna stay up here and keep my bait wet and just move on pretty quick.
Uh-oh, you got him back in there too. That's one of the hard parts about it,
when
isn't
he
it?
come off.
What do you do if that's a 6-pounder, Jim?
If that was a 6-pounder, I would have probably took more time with him.
You got him? Good grief. He's a feisty little thing, isn't he?
He is.
Once again, came out of the shade, didn't he?
Yeah, right.
That's a good fish right there, especially for Sinclair, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Well, Brad, I hope I showed the viewer something today. At least how to catch a few fish.
You did. I mean,
on
that's
Sinclair.
basically what Jim has come out here and done for us. He showed me a lot. I know he showed y'all a lot. 3 basic things to do out here. The morning time, you're looking for your grass or your walls, looking for the fish up shallow feeding, going with your top water, pop-ars or flukes. You caught yours off a chug bug, I believe. Moving out later, mid-morning to your stumps, throwing plastics, and I think you threw a
crankbait just a little bit, maybe.
look, and ended up on the docks. And I believe that's where we caught most of our fish today, was on the docks going to plastics, and you throwing a jig looking for a bigger fish. It's 3 different ways you can come out here and catch fish. We caught every way we caught fish today, so you can do it too. So it's an easy way to do it, Jim.
I enjoyed it.
Appreciate it, bud.
Thank you.